Hang on, guys.
Ready? You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Hang on.
Okay.
Uh-oh. Here comes Peter. He's gonna get on too. Get on, Peter.
Mommy.
Carl, sit up, honey. Your cornet.
She's pushing on my head. She's pushing on my head the entire time.
That's worn out, Bella.
She's pushing on my head. She's pushing me back down.
Yeah. Nina. You okay? Radiation.
He's getting tired.
Yeah, that's getting kind of horrible.
One more time.
This is the one time they actually stay on there. And very set.
Yeah.
Hang on, guys. I'll do it again. Can I see?
Show mommy.
Do it to mommy. You're so cute, Bella. What kind of princess are you? Bella, what's your name? Bella. Bella, what kind of princess are you? Cece, look at your hair.
Good morning, Princess Cece.
What's your name?
Bella.
But what kind of princess are you?
That's me.
What princess are you?
Good morning, Princess. Good morning,
Are you Elena?
Princess.
You're so cute.
If you believe every victim deserves to be remembered and every truth deserves to be told, subscribe to The Crime Narrator. These stories live on because you're here to hear them.
Daughters, Bella and Celeste, were found. On paper, the case appeared closed. But autopsies do more than confirm death. They tell a story. Inside a sterile examination room, medical examiners carefully documented every detail. There were no shortcuts, no assumptions, only science. The condition of the bodies, the presence of crude oil, and the confined space in which the girls had been placed all provided critical clues. Forensic pathology isn't just about cause of death. It's about sequence, timing, and truth. Reports revealed signs consistent with smothering. There were no defensive wounds suggesting prolonged struggle. This detail raised chilling questions. Was it sudden? Was it planned? The absence of certain injuries became just as important as what was found. In forensic work, silence speaks volumes. Toxicology tests were performed. Tissue samples were analyzed. Even trace fibers and residues were cataloged. Each result narrowed the timeline and strengthened the prosecution's understanding of what happened in those final hours. The oil tanks themselves added another grim layer. Exposure altered evidence, complicating recovery. Yet despite those obstacles, forensic teams reconstructed the events with clinical precision. Their findings eliminated speculation and solidified the narrative presented in court. In the end, the autopsy reports became more than medical documents. They were the final voices of Bella and Celeste, scientific testimony that could not be manipulated, contradicted, or rewritten. If you want the full breakdown of what the forensics uncovered next, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. For investigators, understanding when something happened can be just as important as understanding how. After the forensic examinations were completed, attention shifted to reconstructing the precise timeline of events.
What?
Every digital trace,
The Giants won last night.
and phone record became a critical piece
I
of the
know.
puzzle surrounding Chris Watts.
You said they were going to lose, but they
Security
won
footage from a neighbor's home provided
by
more
1
clues
point.
Oh
In
no!
the early morning
Oh,
hours,
no.
Watts was seen backing his truck into the driveway, an unusual move, according to those who knew his routine. Investigators carefully analyzed the footage frame by frame.
What else can I do with this?
My detective just showed up, so he'll probably want to talk to you. He'd probably, like I said, he might have you call at the bank and see if there's any kind of activity.
Because if there is any sort of action out
I know
there,
his camera's
I
like,
would have got it.
like
Right.
we had issues the other week when people were stealing stuff out of like garages and stuff like that, and I had parked my truck
I
right
had
here.
to park right here.
Yeah.
So you
Someone,
can see if
I could
anything
see where someone tried to jimmy with a flathead screwdriver over there, and it was just like,
But if any action would have happened, any cars or anything left your house, I would
yeah,
have
they
got
would
it.
have been like right in that area. They should have picked. I mean,
Oh, it'll
Though the
pick up
video
anything
didn't show
coming down the
everything
street this
clearly,
way.
you know where that
it
trigger is?
confirmed
Oh,
a
yeah.
narrow window of time when the bodies
Watch,
were
I'll show you.
transported.
There's nothing
Phone
on here.
data
We've already
added
watched that
another
one.
layer.
But
Cell
like,
tower
you'll see this
pings,
car.
text messages, and app activity established a digital footprint that could not be erased. Activity logs revealed communication patterns that abruptly changed around the time of the murders. Even the absence of expected messages helped investigators pinpoint key moments. Work records also mattered. Watts clocked into his job site shortly after arriving at the oil field location. GPS data from his company vehicle placed him exactly where the bodies were later discovered. The timeline between leaving his home and arriving at the site was tight, calculated, investigators believed, with little room for deviation. Forensic findings from Chapter 1 aligned disturbingly well with this reconstructed sequence. The estimated time of death matched the early morning hours suggested by digital evidence. There were no signs indicating the events occurred at a later time. Step by step, science and technology removed ambiguity. What initially seemed like gaps began to close. The timeline didn't just tell investigators when things happened, it revealed how deliberate the actions appeared to be. When investigators entered the Watts home, there were no obvious signs of chaos. No overturned furniture, no shattered glass. At first glance, it looked like an ordinary suburban residence, but seasoned detectives knew that silence can be deceptive. Crime scene technicians began a meticulous sweep of the property connected to Chris Watts. Luminol testing was conducted to detect traces of blood that may have been cleaned. While the house did not present a scene of visible violence, subtle forensic indicators suggested a struggle had occurred inside the master bedroom. Bedsheets were carefully bagged and sent for analysis. Fibers, skin cells, and pressure patterns on the mattress told part of the story. There were no signs of forced entry, reinforcing investigators' belief that the events unfolded internally, not as the result of an outside intruder. The girls' bedrooms were examined with equal care. Blankets, pillows, and toys remained in place.
One, 31, 8, 19.
What does she do for work?
She works a direct sales company called Drive.
What struck investigators most was the lack of disturbance. It aligned with autopsy findings that suggested the children had been attacked in a vulnerable state. Digital devices inside the home were also seized. Phones, laptops, and smart home systems provided timestamps, movements, steps tracked, doors opened and closed. Even the thermostat logs were reviewed. In modern investigations, a home can quietly record more than anyone realizes. Perhaps most telling was what wasn't found. There was no forensic evidence supporting any alternative suspect, no unidentified fingerprints, no unknown DNA. Every piece of physical evidence pointed inward. The house itself became a witness, one that spoke through fibers, faint chemical reactions, and digital trails. The absence of disorder did not signal peace, it suggested control. The investigation didn't end at the house. It extended nearly an hour away to a remote Anadarko petroleum oil site where Chris Watts had worked. It was here that forensic recovery teams faced one of the most disturbing crime scenes in recent memory. The area was isolated, vast fields, industrial tanks, and dirt access roads.
And everything like that. She was there for 6 weeks, and we got back Monday or Tuesday, and then she flew out to Arizona Friday morning, and then she got back last night about 2 a.m. The flight got delayed. She left about 11. She got here at 2.
Okay.
And I went to work this morning about 5:15, 5:30.
What do you do?
I work at oil and gas in Anadarko,
What do you do for them?
operator.
Oh. Long days then?
Yeah, I definitely still be out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always a long day, especially in that heat. There's no like off text messages unless
Can you look at your camera to see from your security system to see when she left?
it's unless they left out the front door.
Because you told me that she went on a play date with the girls, and then
That's what she told me.
Addie said you told her that
Yeah, she went with some friends with. She went to go to a friend's house with the kids. That's why I knew they weren't at school.
Addie said you told her that she left in the middle of the night.
Oh no, she didn't leave in the middle of the night. No.
Yeah.
Where do your kids go to school at?
Primrose.
Investigators documented tire impressions that matched the company truck Watts had driven that morning. GPS data from the vehicle confirmed its presence at the site during the critical window of time. Shannon Watts' shallow grave was located first. Soil analysis revealed fresh disturbance consistent with recent digging. Forensic anthropologists carefully excavated the area, preserving every layer of evidence. The position of the body, the condition of the soil, and the absence of attempts to deeply conceal the grave were all documented. Nearby stood 2 large oil storage tanks. Recovery operations inside those tanks required specialized hazardous materials teams. The forensic findings confirmed that Bella and Celeste had been placed inside separately. The tanks, sealed environment preserved critical evidence regarding cause of death and post-mortem conditions. Environmental forensics played a key role. The oil mixture, temperature, and chemical exposure were analyzed to determine timelines. Investigators were able to confirm that the children were deceased prior to being placed inside the tanks. There was no evidence suggesting prolonged survival after disposal. Digital forensics further strengthened the timeline. Cell phone pings, truck telemetry, and security footage from neighbors all aligned. Every dataset intersected at the same conclusion. The oil site told a grim story, one of planning, transport, and attempted concealment. Yet ironically, the very isolation of the location made it easier for investigators to narrow their focus. By the time the forensic reports were finalized, investigators had assembled a case built not on speculation, but on measurable facts. When proceedings moved forward against Chris Watts, prosecutors relied heavily on expert testimony to translate science into clarity. Forensic pathologists explained the autopsy findings in precise medical language. Cause of death was confirmed as smothering. There were no injuries suggesting an outside assailant, no evidence of prolonged struggle that would support shifting versions of events. The medical conclusions were firm. Digital forensic analysts took the stand next. They outlined the vehicle GPS data, cell phone pings,
I gotta do a bit, okay?
Gotta scoop it. I'll be right with you. Okay. Is it yummy?
I don't think this is yummy.
and time-stamped activity.
Eat it. It's just jelly.
Jurors were shown how the company
I don't
truck
want
traveled
this kind.
directly from the home to the oil site.
I don't want this
They saw
kind.
how the timeline
Well, what kind do
aligned
you want?
perfectly with the estimated times of death. Crime
You want
scene
grape?
technicians described the luminol testing inside the home. Soil experts detailed how freshly disturbed earth revealed recent burial. Environmental specialists testified about the conditions inside the oil tanks.
Okay.
One more time.
Oh, good Lord.
One more time, and then it's Bella's turn.
And how they confirmed the children had been deceased before placement. What made the case so powerful wasn't one dramatic
Okay, it's
piece of
Bella's turn
evidence.
now.
It was the consistency. Every branch of science, pathology, digital analysis, environmental forensics, pointed in the same direction.
Aw, kisses. Aw, she's hugging you, Bella. Aw, that's so sweet. She's giving you kisses. Aw, that's so Oh, you want her to rub your back? Ah, she's rubbing your back. She's got you, Bella.
No, leave your clothes on. Leave your clothes on.
Lie down, honey. She's coming to get you. Chris.
Come here.
Chris. I don't want a video of you. Uh-oh.
Thank you for the bird.
Girls, thank you for the world so sweet.
Thank you
Ultimately, the strength of the forensic case removed doubt. Before a full trial could unfold, Watts entered a guilty plea. The scientific findings left little room for alternative narratives. In the end, it wasn't emotion or theory that sealed the case. It was evidence, carefully collected, analyzed, and presented.
Made by the victims in this case. The court's going to find that the plea agreement is fair and reasonable under the circumstances. I want to acknowledge the Rusick family as well as the Watts family that showing mercy on Mr. Watts is understood, and I respect that decision to request that the district attorney not seek the death penalty in this case. And so the court is going to accept this plea bargain under the circumstances. Words that come to mind when I hear the evidence in this case are a senseless crime and the viciousness of the crime. And equally aggravating in this court's determination is the despicable act of disposing of the bodies in the manner in which they were done in this case. I've been a judicial officer now for starting my 17th year, and I could a maximum sentence would be appropriate, and anything less than the maximum sentence would depreciate the seriousness of this offense. So the court is going to sentence Mr. Watts as follows. With regard to count number 1, murder in the first degree as it relates to Shanann Watts, the court is going to sentence you, sir, to a life sentence in the Colorado Department of Corrections, followed with no possibility of parole. And that is going to run consecutively to all but counts 3 and 4. With regard to count 2, as it relates to murder in the first degree with Bella, the court is going to sentence you to life in the Colorado Department of Corrections with no possibility of parole. With regard to count number 3, the court is going to sentence you as it relates to Celeste to life in the Colorado Department of Corrections with no possibility of parole.
Go Cece! Go Bella! Go girls!
The final examination.
Blow on it. She wants you to blow on it.
Precision, finality.
Shake your booty, Cece.
If this
Go,
program
Cece.
gives you insight into how forensic science shapes justice, make sure to like, share, and subscribe
Go, Cece.
to Crime Examinations.